Alright, so as we do every day, we're going to test out the gift card to friends glitch, making sure that it's still working. As always, I'll go over what you need in order for this to work. First of all, both persons who are doing the glitch need to have an office, a CEO office. Both players will need to have a bunker. Those are the properties you'll need. You're gonna have a donor vehicle, a vehicle you're gonna end up losing. So I got a comment on YouTube about people saying they're losing their donor vehicle. That's completely normal. You both need to be friends in the PlayStation Network, so make sure that you are actually friends in the PlayStation Network. So you need to be friends. You need a CEO office. You need a bunker. In terms of vehicles, you need a vehicle that goes into the vehicle warehouse. And there's 7 vehicles that you can use. They're under the import-export in your phone. You go to Warstock Cash and Carry, and you go to the import-export DLC vehicles. And out of 8 vehicles, there's 7 you can use. So you scroll down here, and then you have the Ram Buggy, the Phantom Wedge, Technical A. The Blazer you cannot use because you can only have 1 passenger. As you can see the little icon here, it only says 1. That's the 1 out of 8 that you can't use. Armored Box, the Wastelander, the Rocket Voltic, and the Ruiner 2000. So these are the vehicles you can use. So you can buy you need to have one of those vehicles in order for the glitch to work. And in the bunker, so that's for the vehicle warehouse, and in the bunker you need to have a mobile operation center, which again you can buy in the Warstock Cash and Carry. So in Warstock Cash and Carry, if you look at what I'm showing you right here, it's going to be the 4th vehicle, bottom right corner, mobile operation center. It's a little icon. And in Bay 3 you absolutely need to have a personal vehicle storage. If you don't have personal vehicle storage, it won't work. And lastly, you need to make sure that everyone can access all your vehicles at all times throughout this glitch, otherwise something will not work. Alright, so as always, the person who is giving the vehicle will register as a CEO, walk into their vehicle warehouse. This is how I prefer to do it. And then they invite the other person to become part of their CEO. They accept, and then you invite them into your vehicle warehouse. Once they're in your vehicle warehouse, you promptly kick them out. You can just retire your CEO and then re-register back in your CEO. You wait in your vehicle warehouse. They will, right outside of the vehicle warehouse, they just request their mobile operation center. So they go through their blue interaction menu. So the person receiving goes in their blue interaction menu, go to service vehicle, go to mobile operation center, request mobile operation center, and then have them send you a screenshot of where that mobile operations center will spawn, and the person who is gifting goes and picks it up. You can drive, you can fly, but try to make sure that it's the person who's gifting that goes and gets it. Alright, so as the person gifting, you go and get the MOC. And then the other person stands very still They can stay in their pause menu of where they were in the map. But whatever you do, do not get the police or gang wars started. You want to avoid that at all costs throughout this whole glitch. So just stand very, very still if you're the one receiving the vehicle. And wait for the MOC to arrive. And the person driving the MOC, again, you avoid police, you avoid gang wars. Try to avoid killing as many people as possible. What I do is I drive like really fast until I get close enough, and then I slow down all the way down, and then I make sure I park carefully. The other thing is both people cannot have the same vehicle warehouse. If you have the same vehicle warehouse, it will not work. I forgot to mention that as a setting. You need to have different vehicle warehouses. Alright, when you bring back the MOC, the person who's receiving the vehicle will go and put a donor vehicle in the back of the MOC. The donor vehicle needs to have at least 2 passengers. Must be at least a 2-passenger vehicle. So the person who's receiving goes in the back, checks that there's a vehicle there, leaves, and then goes back in to the MOC. Once you're back in, so you leave and you come back. So this ensures that the vehicle is properly stored. I like to invite the person who's gifting into the MOC to get in the back of the vehicle. Or you can just get in the back of the vehicle when you're outside, it doesn't really matter. So as the gifter, you go into the pause menu, into the menu that you see in front of you, while you're in the back of the vehicle, and then the receiver drives towards the blue circle and presses right on the D-pad once when they're prompted to. Only once. They back up and then park the vehicle somewhere else to avoid any kind of traffic. From here, you invite the person who is receiving the vehicle to your CEO. The gifter invites the receiver into the CEO, and then the gifter goes and gets one of the vehicles from the vehicle warehouse that we mentioned at the beginning of the video. In this case, it's going to be the Rocket Baltic. And once it spawns, you go and get it. The gifter is the is going to be driving it, and the receiver is going to be the passenger. Now you're both in the seat. Sorry, not doing that today, Reese. Unless you want to buy one at LS Car Meet, but I could do that maybe during the week. Giving a car away. So the gifter lets the receiver into the vehicle, and as the gifter you open up the blue interaction menu, gently hit the garage door. The person who is receiving, after hitting the garage door, will open up the blue interaction menu, at which point the gifter closes theirs with the circle. The gifter will get sucked into the vehicle warehouse while the receiver will stay outside, and the receiver leaves the CEO and requests the mobile operations center through the blue interaction menu. And then again, the person who is gifting goes and picks up the vehicle after the gifter sends them a screenshot of where it's spawned. So the gifter heads on over and picks up the vehicle. So again, you bring back the MOC, you avoid gang wars, and you avoid police attacks. And you park the MOC somewhere where it's very easy for the other person to see a solid blue circle. Now the gifter goes and hides behind the MOC at this point by pressing R1, like so. So look at your screen if you're wondering what it means. And then the receiver will go in front of the gifter. Press down on the D-pad, press down on the D-pad, and then select a character. Let go of both buttons at the same time with the joystick and the down on the D-pad, and then there's going to be an alert, a yellow alert. You press circle to not go into story mode, and you do that 3 times. So you do that before you go into the blue circle. Press down D-pad, select the character, press circle. Press down D-pad, select the character, you'll get a quit alert, press circle. Press down D-pad, select the character, you get a quit alert, press circle, and then walk into the blue circle and select the option enter alone. If you don't have the option to enter alone, it's because you did not invite the other person to be a friend. So now the gifter goes and drops off the vehicle in the drop-off spot, which if you look at your screen right now, is where it is. Okay, so I'll just slow down a little bit at this point and show you on the map what the drop-off spot is. Currently we are over here. And the drop-off spot is over here. So right in front of this house. Drop off the vehicle you're gifting. And once it's here in front of the 0605 apartment, in front of the numbers, you let the receiver know, and they go ahead and do the story mode quit again. They won't be able to see anything, but they just do it from memory. And then they walk towards the vehicle. It's going to be like an out-of-body experience. They get into the vehicle by pressing triangle, and then they'll respawn back in their MOC. There you go. So the gift card to friends glitch is still working. Today, the 23rd of November. All right, so the next part is you want to make sure that you drive the vehicle out of the MOC and then back into the MOC, or you get a vehicle from already stored in another garage and request that from the mechanic and drive that in. You need to do one of those 2 things for the vehicle to be saved. Or the other thing you can do is you can drive this vehicle into the garage, but I would always recommend to first drive it out and then drive it back into the MOC before you consider putting it into a garage. Because if you change your mind, at least this way, you'll have saved the vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and store this in the Vinewood garage. There you go, gang wars. Lucky. So you wonder what's special about this vehicle, why it's being gifted again, and the reason is I put a blank San Andreas plate on it, Las Venturas plate on it. So I recently put a blank Las Venturas split. Yeah, yeah, the bennies work. I have videos specifically titled bennies if you want to take a look. But you can do, if the car's already got bennies, you can just merge it on top of it. But if you're looking to put specific bennies, you need to merge it onto a bennies car and then drive over to bennies while you're glitched out and change the wheels to the ones you want. Say you have stock wheels and you want bennies, you need to merge it onto a bennies car, drive to bennies. Oh, do they both have... Oh yeah, this is because this one doesn't have the horn that I wanted. Okay, well, try again. It's worked for me every time, so I don't know what to say. There's something you're doing wrong. Because I literally... Like, this car has bennies. You can't use the same car. Like I mentioned this when I do the merge videos every single time. Don't merge the same car on top of the same car. So if I wanted to get different bennies on this car, I can't have another weaponized Ignis. I don't know if it works on PS4. I don't have a PS4. But from the videos I saw on YouTube, it seems to, but I have no clue. You'd have to look it up on YouTube. But it's similar. I'm pretty sure it does work. A lot of videos talk about the same exact merge, but for PS4, so you'll have to look up some videos. I guess if I can do it today on PS5, if you're on PS5 and it's not working for you, then you're doing it wrong. Other consoles I can't speak of. But if it's working for me but not for somebody on PS5, then they're doing it wrong. Which is very common. There's a lot of things that people do wrong, but they don't realize they're doing wrong. Alright, so that works. The gift card to friends glitch is still working. Sure. And alright, so I'm gonna do a back-to-back one. It's not gonna be the same NOx, by the way. That's what you're gonna have to figure out. So go ahead and invite the person who's receiving to your CEO. Just gonna double check that I don't already have the car that I'm looking for, because I want to bring over the Formula One vehicle to the other character so that I can merge it. No, I don't have it. Actually, I didn't have to invite him to the CEO. That was a mistake. I'll have wasted a little bit of time. At this point, they have to get request their MOC, and I'll go pick it up as the gifter. Meanwhile, I'm going to prepare my vehicle warehouse, special vehicle, and I'm going to put it close to the door so it's organized. go pick up the vehicle which is spawned over here. The MOC. I'll go through the points loosely on the second try because it's back to back, so for anybody who's watching, if you miss something and you need more and more detail, just go back to the beginning of this video where I went into very much into detail. But as a gifter, you go pick up the MLC. And as the receiver, you stand very still near the garage door, the vehicle warehouse, to avoid any gang war, police issues. Alright, brought back the MOC. Then the receiver goes to the back of the vehicle. Check that the donor car is there. Walks back out, then walks back in. So always do that part, walk out, walk back in. The gifter gets in the car, goes into the pause menu. The receiver drives towards the blue circle. When they're prompted to press right on the D-pad, they press it only once. Kicks out the gifter out of the vehicle, and then you back up and park the car far away from any problems. Then the gifter invites the receiver to the CEO. Receiver accepts. If you want to know, if you want to be extra careful, and you want to make sure that they've accepted, you wait until the MOC disappears. Then you'll know for sure that the receiver has accepted to be in the CEO. Then you both get into the special vehicle from the vehicle warehouse. Gifter has to be the driver. Gifter opens up their blue interaction menu, hits the garage door gently. That's when the receiver opens up their blue interaction menu. And then the gifter closes there with circle. Gifter gets brought into the vehicle warehouse while the receiver is left outside. The receiver leaves the CEO, then requests the MOC, sends a screenshot of where the MOC spawned. At this point, the gifter goes and picks up the MOC again. So, doing a quick back-to-back. It's the gifter, go pick up the MOC. The receiver is standing very still. Alright, so even though it's a pretty crazy way to park, it should be a good parking. The gifter hides behind the MOC by pressing R1, and then the receiver gets in front of the blue circle, close to the blue circle, as you can see my reflection, fairly close, and then I press down on D-pad, select a character, get a quit error, press circle. Press down on D-pad, select a character, get a quit, press circle. I'm going to do that one more time. And then I'm going to enter into the blue circle and then select the option enter alone. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the vehicle off in the drop-off spot. I don't know what you mean by you tried everything, because it would take much longer than this. I'm not sure what you're talking about, sorry. I don't know what you've tried. What are you talking about? And drop off the vehicle you're gifting.
I'm on the clock. What you want? Some wheels? I'll bring it by.
Then the person who's in the black screen. That's because did you do the right Anahuac? Well, that's normal. If you're at the arena and you didn't get it, that's normal. You gotta try it a lot, because it took me forever to get it. You gotta use the right Anahuacs. If you're on PS4, you gotta use the PS4 Anahuacs. It's not the same as PS5. So this is I clarify that this is PS5. But also, if you're at the arena and it didn't work the first couple of tries, then you gotta keep trying, because it's not easy. The hardest part is glitching it at the arena. Alright, so you drive the vehicle out, drive it back in. And I'm gonna go store it in the Vinewood garage. And I'm gonna get ready to do the merge. So, on my next video, I'm gonna do the merge. My next live, I'm doing the merge. I do them separate lives, but I like to do the actual merge live so that people can see that it's happening live and that and how long it actually takes. But I get that a lot. I get a lot of people telling me, "Oh, it's not working at the arena," but that's you know, you got to try it a lot. It's timing thing. If you're doing every single step and every single setting exactly like I mentioned it, and you're on PS5 and it's not working, and it works for me, then it's because you're not timing it properly. Or you didn't double check or triple check. All the settings are the same or correct. Usually it's a timing issue. But even I don't get it that fast, so I don't. If you only tried it a few times, then it's normal. It doesn't work. You'll see on my videos there's a playlist. There's one in the playlist, and I literally show how my fingers are touching the buttons to get glitched out at the arena. So what you can do is you can try to look at that video. I basically you can't get more details than that video. Like there's nothing else I can do past showing you exactly how I press the buttons and how I set up Anahuac. But I'm about to do the merge, so